Hi there, I'm Stella and this is part 2 of my crochet tutorial for Niels the Gnome. If you didn't watch part 1 yet, just click the link in the upper right corner and watch part 1 first and get back to part 2 afterwards. So we completed the head and body now, and now it's time to make the beard. We're going to use our white yarn and attach the beard hair by hair. So we thread the yarn onto our yarn needle and we work row by row. So we start with the bottom row across the neckline up towards the nose, and in the end we'll stitch the mustache. I didn't use the traditional method for attaching hair to crochet dolls, but this technique is also super easy and simple to do. And because I intended this gnome to be decoration rather than a toy, this is totally fine. So looking at your gnome from the side, you want to start attaching the beard almost in the middle, looking at it from the side, but slightly more towards the front. So we simply stitch through each stitch horizontally, and for now I'm leaving the beard quite long so we can trim it later to the desired length. So as you can see, with each stitch we're attaching 2 hairs, and I'm just working my way across the neckline until the first row is complete. So the first row is complete now, and we can move on to the second row. The second row should be slightly shorter in width than the first row, so that the width of the beard decreases towards the top. So I'm making my first stitch slightly closer towards the front of the face, and this time I stitch vertically. So I go through each stitch from bottom to top. Until I almost reach the other side of the beard. Now row 2 of our beard is complete, and we can move on to row 3. And row 3 will be slightly narrower again, and this time we stitch horizontally through each stitch again. So once the beard is complete, there should be a diagonal beard line. So my first stitch goes through this one. And then I'm working my way towards the other side. Row 3 is complete now, so our beard already looks quite full. And now we can move on to row 4, which is the last row. Afterwards, all that's left to do is the mustache. And this time I stitch vertically again, so from bottom to top. And this way I'm gonna stitch across to the other side of the beard. Now the 4th row is complete and we've got a nice and full beard. So now we can move on to attaching the mustache. And we're going to do that by stitching through the nose a few times. So I'm just going to squeeze the nose a bit to give it some more shape, and then I'm going to stitch through it close to the beard. And as I did with the beard, I keep the mustache quite long for now, so I can trim it later. Now I stitch through it again close to the previous stitch. And again, this time a little closer to the beard. And then I'm stitching slightly behind the previous stitches and come out in front. It all depends on how you would like the mustache to look, and it's also about shaping the nose. So I continue stitching through the nose until I have at least 7 strings on each side of it as the mustache, and until I'm happy with the shape of the nose. Now this is my last stitch. So now my beard and mustache are complete, and I'm leaving the trimming part for the end of this tutorial because to me this is really the fun part and the bit that I like to do in the end as a finishing touch. So I will show you the two different variations in the end of the video, and now I'll first move on to crocheting the head. So first we make a slip knot, and then we make a chain of 26. And now we're going to form a round with these 26 stitches. So we close the round with a slip stitch. So just insert your hook in the back loop of the first chain, then yarn over, pull it through, and just pull it through the loop on your hook. And now we've got a round. In the first 5 rounds we will simply single crochet these 26 stitches. So in the first round I crochet in the back loops of this chain, and in the following rounds I just single crochet as usual in both loops. Now fast forward to round 6. We've got our 5 rounds of 26 single crochet, and now it's time to decrease. So in this round we single crochet 8, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and now we make an invisible decrease. And next we single crochet 6, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we make another invisible decrease. And then we just single crochet the remaining 8 stitches of the round. So now we've got a stitch count of 24. In round 7 we first single crochet 7, so that's 7. Then we make an invisible decrease, and single crochet in the next. Oops. Single crochet in the next and the next, and then make an invisible decrease again. And then we single crochet 2 again, make another invisible decrease, and single crochet the remaining 7 stitches of the round. So we will have a stitch count of 21. In round 8 we decrease more evenly, so this time we single crochet 5 and then make an invisible decrease. So that's 5. And make an invisible decrease. And we repeat this 2 more times until we reach the end of the round, and then we have a stitch count of 18. In round 9 we simply single crochet the 18 stitches that we've got in our round. In round 10 we decrease again, so we single crochet 4, and then make an invisible decrease. And we repeat this 2 more times until our round is complete and we have a round of 15. In round 11 we single crochet our 15 stitches without any increases. In the next round we decrease again, so we single crochet 3, 2, 3, and then make an invisible decrease. And we do this 3 times all together, so by the end of the round we should have a stitch count of 12. In round 13 we simply single crochet our 12 stitches. In round 14 we decrease by 3 again, so this time we single crochet 2 and then make an invisible decrease. 3 times all together until the end of the round, and we will have a stitch count of 9. In the next round, we single crochet our 9 stitches without any increases. In the next round, we single crochet 1 and then make an invisible decrease. And we single crochet in the next, and then decrease the next 2 again. And single crochet in the next, and make an invisible decrease in the last 2 stitches of the round. Now we've got a round of 6, and in round 17 we simply single crochet each of them. We've reached our final round now, and we will make 3 invisible decreases. So at this point it gets a bit tricky. So sometimes you can use your nails to get through the front loop, or if the stitches are too tight, you can take your yarn needle and loosen them up a bit and then insert your hook. This was the final decrease, so now we can break the yarn, pull it through and sew in both ends. First I stitch very close to the tip of the head, and then I just move my way downwards, and I'm trying to weave in the end, so I'm trying to follow the pattern. To hide the end and not make it obvious where I've sewn it in. So once you've woven that end in 1 or 2 inches, you can just make the last stitch right through the left side of the head, and you can just cut the end short and hide it inside the head. And then we will need to sew in the other end. we can hide this end inside the head as well. And now we are done with the head. So let's try it on now and see how it fits. That's perfect. So now we can go ahead and trim the beard. First, I'm just sorting out the mustache again and separating it from the beard. So then I can trim the beard first. I'm just gonna cut it at the same length as the body, but you can of course leave it longer if you like, or shorter. You can experiment with that. And I just cut bit by bit all the same length. I have tried 2 different beard options. So in my blog post on stellasyarnuniverse.com, I shared 2 different pictures. So one is of Norbert the gnome and the other one is Niels the gnome. So in this case I'm going to make Niels. Niels is the older, more responsible brother, and he likes to look after his beard, so it's a bit more tidy. But here you can see Norbert, who's quite wild, so if you go for the Norbert option, all you gotta do is cut the mustache now the same length as the beard, and he will be perfectly happy with that. But I'm going for the tidy Niels option now, so I'm going to attach the mustache next to the beard. So I'm starting with one side and just threading each hair and then just stitch through to the other side. I'm just gonna leave the end there for now and then just continue with the next one. And this way I can arrange the mustache in a way that I like. So this is the last one on this side. I just stitch it through and now I have all the ends peeking out here at the other side, and I'm just gonna cut them all off. Before I'm just pulling them out a bit with my yarn needle just to make sure it's all the way I want it to be. And then I can pull them a bit to readjust. And then I'm just cutting them short. And now by squeezing the body, they should all disappear inside. So now we can continue with the other side. And as you can see, I'm just starting with the string that's closest to me. And I'm just gonna thread it and stitch it through to the other side, wherever I would like it to be. Now this is the last one. So I'm just going to do some readjusting again. And then I'm just going to cut those ends. Some are actually hidden beneath the beard, so I just cut them to the same length as the beard, and the others I'm just going to cut short. And then just give it a little squeeze, and that's it. I'm just going to give it a final trim now. We're all done now. Niels the gnome is complete. Of course, he needs his head back. So here we've got Niels and Norbert together. I must say I can identify more with Norbert because he's a bit bonkers. So please let me know in the comments which is your favorite, Niels or Norbert. Thank you so much for crocheting along with me. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments what you think, or if you have any questions, just post them below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so you will be notified of my weekly crochet tutorials. Thank you so much for watching and happy creating!